My girlfriend, 20F, is acting weird with my brother, 25M, and I think I'm losing my mind. I, 20M, have been with Sarah, 20F, since we were 16. She's my first everything, my first real girlfriend, the first person I ever slept with, and the first person I ever saw a real future with. We've always been that couple. People used to joke about us getting married right after high school, but we wanted to wait, go to college, do things the right way. We're both juniors now, and things have been great. Or at least, I thought they were. My brother Mark, 25M, moved back to our city about 6 months ago after a bad breakup. Mark has always been the golden child of the family. He's taller, more athletic, has a high-paying tech job, and he's the one my parents brag about at Christmas. I love him, or at least I did, but there's always been this competition I never asked for. It's like he has to be best at everything. Lately, Sarah has been spending a lot of time helping Mark get settled into his new apartment. It started small. She'd go over to help him pick out furniture or paint because she's an art major and has the eye for it. I didn't mind at first. I was busy with engineering labs and felt bad that Mark was lonely after his ex-fiancée left him. I even told her, yeah, go for it. I'm glad you guys are getting along. What a fucking idiot I was. The weirdness started about 3 weeks ago. We were all at my parents' house for dinner. Mark was being his usual loud, charismatic self, and I noticed Sarah wasn't really looking at me, she was looking at him. Not just looking. It was the specific look she used to give me when we first started dating, that focused, intense gaze where the rest of the room disappears. I tried to catch her hand under the table, but she pulled away to adjust her chair and didn't put it back. Then there's the phone. Sarah used to be an open book. We knew each other's passcodes, not because we were checking up on each other, but because it was easier. Now she takes that thing everywhere. Into the bathroom when she showers. Under her pillow when she sleeps. 2 nights ago we were watching a movie at my place. Her phone buzzed on the coffee table. I glanced down and saw a text from Mark. It just said, "Next Tuesday?" Followed by a blue heart emoji. I asked her, "Hey, why is Mark texting you about Tuesday with a heart?" She snatched the phone so fast she almost knocked over her water. "It's nothing, Leo. He's asking about the housewarming party he's planning. He's stressed about the catering and I'm helping. Don't be a freak about it." A freak? I'm just asking why my brother is sending you hearts. It's just an emoji, oh my god. You're being so insecure lately and it's honestly exhausting. That's her new favorite word, insecure. Every time I bring up why she's coming home at 11 p.m. from the library when her location shows her near Mark's neighborhood, I'm being insecure. Every time I ask why she smells like his cologne, this expensive, woody scent he wears, she tells me I'm imagining things or that she probably just hugged him hello. My chest hurts all the time. I want to trust her, we have 4 years of history, she's the person I go to when I'm stressed, but now she's the source of that stress. And Mark is my brother. He wouldn't do that to me, right? He's always been a bit of a prick, but he wouldn't destroy my life for a fun time. I'm supposed to go to his apartment tomorrow to help him move a couch. Sarah is going to be there too. I'm going to try to act normal, but I feel like I'm going to be sick. I don't know what to do. Am I actually being crazy? Update 1. So, things got a lot worse. I went to Mark's place like I said I would. I tried to play it cool. I walked in and Sarah was already there, wearing one of Mark's old college hoodies, huge on her, the sleeves hanging past her hands. "Oh, hey babe," she said, barely looking up from her phone. She was sitting on his kitchen island. Mark came out of the bedroom, shirtless, wiping his forehead. "Hey, little bro. Glad you could make it. This couch is a beast." I looked at him, then at her, then back at him. "Why are you wearing his hoodie, Sarah? Where's your jacket?" She rolled her eyes. "I spilled coffee on my shirt, Leo. Mark let me borrow this while mine is in the wash. Can we not do this again? I can't even breathe without you questioning me." "It's just a hoodie, man," Mark said, throwing an arm around my shoulder. He smelled like that cologne. "Don't be that guy. You've got a great girl, stop trying to find problems where there aren't any." I pushed his arm off. "Don't tell me how to be. And Sarah, you have a spare shirt in your car. I saw it this morning. Why are you wearing his?" The atmosphere shifted. Mark's friendly face went cold in a way I recognized from childhood, the look he got right before he made you feel small. "Maybe you should just go home, Leo. You're clearly in a mood and I don't need the drama." "In a mood? You two are acting like a couple and I'm the one in a mood?" Sarah stood up, her face flushed. "I'm so done with this. I'm going for a walk. Leo, call me when you've decided to stop being a jealous asshole." She grabbed her keys and slammed the door. Mark shook his head. "You are losing her, you know. The crazy boyfriend act? You're pushing her away." Are you fucking her, Mark? I just said it. No lead up, he laughed. A genuine, loud laugh. She's my little brother's girlfriend. She's 20. I could have anyone I want, why would I want your high school sweetheart? Get over yourself. I left. Didn't help with the couch. Drove around for 3 hours. Called Sarah 10 times, she didn't answer. Eventually she texted, I'm staying at my mom's tonight. I need space. You're scaring me with how you're acting. I drove past her mom's house. Her car wasn't there. I sat outside in the dark for 2 hours, feeling like a piece of shit, and her car never showed up. I'm back at my apartment now. I have a midterm tomorrow I haven't studied for. I keep looking at my phone, waiting for her to tell me she was just driving around too. But I know she wasn't. And the thought of where she actually was sits in my chest like a stone. I'm not crazy. I know I'm not. But they are making me feel like I am. Mark looked me in the eye and laughed. Update 2. I found it. I wish I hadn't, but I found it. After the hoodie incident I stayed away for a couple of days. I didn't text Sarah and she didn't text me. But then I remembered that Sarah's old iPad, the one she gave me to use for my sketches, was still synced to her iMessage. She must have forgotten it was buried under a pile of laundry at my place. I plugged it in, hands shaking so hard I could barely get the cable into the port. I told myself I was doing it to prove myself wrong. I wanted to see boring texts about groceries and school. I wanted to feel guilty for doubting her. The messages started downloading. I went to the search bar and typed in Mark. There was no contact named Mark. My heart jumped, maybe they barely talked? Maybe I was wrong? Then I saw a thread with an emoji, lion emoji. Mark's middle name is Leo, but he's always used the lion as his symbol in sports. I opened the thread. It went back months. Before he even moved back here. Mark, 6/12, I can't stop thinking about that night in the car. Sarah, 6/12, shh, Leo is in the next room. I feel so bad but I can't help it. When are you coming back for real? I hate being here without you. Mark, 6/12, soon, baby. He's a kid, he won't notice. He never noticed how much you looked at me at Thanksgiving. I kept scrolling. There were pictures, in his car, in a hotel room, and in our bed. A photo from 2 weeks ago. My bed. My sheets. I was at work. The worst part wasn't the physical proof. It was the way they talked about me. Sarah, 8/20, he's being insecure again lol. He asked why I was late. I told him he was being a freak. He actually apologized to me. Mark, 8/20, good. Keep him on his toes. It makes it easier for us. I love how much power we have over him. Power over him. My own brother. I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I just sat in the dark with the iPad glowing in my lap. I spent the next 4 hours taking screenshots of everything, the dates, the photos, all of it, and sending them to my phone and a burner email address. Then I opened Sarah's Find My on the iPad. She hadn't turned off location sharing with the device. She wasn't at her mom's. She wasn't at Mark's apartment either. She was at a hotel downtown, the same hotel Mark had mentioned in a text from last month. I drove there. Update 3. I pulled into the parking lot and saw Mark's truck out front. I sat in my car for a few minutes just looking at it. Then I saw them walk out of the lobby together, Mark's arm around her waist, Sarah laughing, wearing my favorite sweater, the one I gave her for our anniversary. I pulled up right behind his truck just as he was opening the passenger door for her and hit the high beams. They both squinted, annoyed. I got out. Sarah's face went from irritated to ghost white the second she realized it was me. She stumbled back against the truck. Leo? What are you doing here? Mark stepped in front of her, falling back into the big brother voice. Whoa, hey. You need to calm down. You're stalking us now? I looked at him. He looked like a stranger. I saw the iPad, Mark. The lion. The texts about how much power you have over me. The photos in my bed. The silence that followed was different from all the other silences. His smirk didn't just fade, it was gone. He looked at Sarah, then back at me, and tried to find the tone that usually made me feel small. Look, Leo, it's not what you think. We can talk about this. Talk about what? I was loud. People in the parking lot were starting to look. Talk about how long you've been sleeping with my girlfriend? How you laughed at me when I asked you to your face. You're my brother. We shared a room for 10 years. I looked up to you. Sarah was crying, not the sorry kind, the panicked, caught kind. Leo, please, it just happened. Mark was there for me when we were fighting and we weren't fighting until he moved back. You manufactured fights to have an excuse to go see him. I turned back to Mark. Maybe if you weren't such a boring, pathetic kid, he said, and his voice had gone hard again, she wouldn't have looked elsewhere. I didn't steal her, Leo. She came to me. What does that tell you? I didn't hit him. I wanted it badly, but I knew if I did, he'd use it. He'd be the victim. It tells me you're both trash, I said, and my voice came out quieter than I expected. I've sent the screenshots to Mom and Dad. And to your boss, Mark. The one with the morality clause in the senior contracts. His eyes went wide. You did what? You'll ruin my career. You ruined my life, I said. Fair trade. I turned to Sarah. She was shivering. Don't come back to the apartment. Your things will be on the curb. Trash comes at 6 a.m. I got in my car and drove away. I'm at a 24-hour diner now. My phone is blowing up. Mark has called 22 times. Sarah is alternating between I love you, please let's talk, and you are a monster for trying to ruin Mark's job. My mom called, she was hysterical, kept saying it must be a mistake, that Mark said I made it up with Photoshop. My dad hasn't called. He's always been quiet, but I thought he'd say something. That's the one that hurts. I feel hollow. I had the confrontation, I said the things I needed to say, but I don't feel better. I have nowhere to go. I can't go to my parents' house, Mark will be there. I can't stay at my place, Sarah will be there. I'm just sitting here eating cold fries, wondering how I'm supposed to go to class on Monday like my life hasn't ended. Update 4. It's been 3 days. I'm staying on my friend Mike's couch. He didn't even ask questions, he just saw me at his door at 3 a.m. and handed me a pillow. The fallout is officially nuclear. Mark showed up at Mike's place yesterday, screaming in the hallway, calling me a rat and a loser. He says he's being investigated at work because of the email I sent. Apparently his boss is old school about this stuff. Mike eventually threatened to call the cops and Mark left. Here's the twist I didn't see coming. Sarah is staying with my parents. My mom called me, sounding cold this time instead of hysterical. She told me I had illegally evicted Sarah, that both our names are on the lease, and that Sarah and Mark had explained their side. According to them, Sarah and I have been over for months and I just couldn't accept it. They only started seeing each other after she and I unofficially broke up in July. They're saying I'm a bitter ex who is stalking them and creating fake evidence to ruin Mark's career. Leo, my mom said, I know you're hurt, but trying to ruin your brother's career is cruel. Sarah told me how controlling you were. We're going to help them get through this. You need to seek professional help. I hung up on her. I couldn't find the words. They were gaslighting my own parents, and my parents were buying it. Or maybe they just wanted to buy it because Mark is the favorite and the truth was too uncomfortable. But then my dad texted me. He'd been silent through all of it. Just a short message, I saw the dates on the screenshots, Leo. I'm not stupid. I'm staying at a hotel for a few days. Meet me for lunch at the deli by your school tomorrow. Just us. So my dad knows. At least I have that. I spent the afternoon deleting every photo of her. 4 years of memories gone. It felt like tearing off scabs. I found a note she wrote me for our 3rd anniversary. You are the only man I'll ever love. You're my soulmate. I burned it in a trash can behind Mike's apartment. I'm still not okay. I don't think I'll be okay for a long time. But I'm going to go to that lunch tomorrow, and I'm going to try to hold myself together for another day. Update 5. Lunch with my dad was quiet. He didn't try to make me forgive anyone. He sat across from me looking older than I've ever seen him, and he held my hand for a second the way he used to when I was little. Then he told me he was filing for divorce. What? Why? Because your mother knew, Leo. He looked like he wanted to cry but wasn't going to let himself. She's known for 2 months. Mark told her in September because he was worried you were getting suspicious. She's been helping them keep it quiet. She thought if they could just hold on until you and Sarah naturally drifted apart, the family would stay intact. I almost left the table. My mother knew. She watched me doubt my own eyes. She sat at those family dinners, watched Sarah pretend to love me, and said nothing. I can't stay with someone who would do that to their own child, Dad said. I've got an apartment lined up. You can come stay with me if you want. So that's where I am. Moving the rest of my stuff from Mike's to my dad's place. Mark and Sarah are officially a couple on social media now. They posted a picture yesterday and my mom liked it. Mark's job didn't fire him, but he got passed over for a major promotion and moved to a different department. He texted me, I hope you're happy, you ruined everything. I didn't reply. I blocked him. I blocked Sarah. I blocked my mom. It's over, the 4-year relationship, the brother I looked up to, the mother I thought loved me. It's just me and my dad now. I walked past a jewelry store today and saw a ring that looked like one Sarah had pointed out a year ago. I didn't feel sad or angry. Just nothing. A weird, empty space where my heart used to be. I don't know if things get better. People say they do. Right now I'm just trying to remember to breathe. I'm 20 years old and I feel like I've lived 100 years. I think I'm going to change my major. I can't stay in this city. Every street corner has a memory of her. Dad and I are talking about moving a few states over once the semester ends. He's always wanted to live near the coast. Maybe the ocean air will help wash off the smell of that cologne. Update 6. It's been about 4 months since I packed my life into my dad's truck and drove 3 states away. I changed my number, blocked everyone on everything, and tried to stop replaying the iPad, the hotel parking lot, the moment Mark's smirk disappeared. My dad and I have a small place near the water now. I'm working at a local bike shop and doing my engineering classes online. It's quiet. It's lonely in the way that starting over is always lonely, but it's peaceful. Or it was, until my aunt, the only one in the family who still talks to my dad, called us with an update. Apparently the grand romance between Mark and Sarah is falling apart. My aunt said Mark is back to his old habits, and Sarah is finding out that a guy who cheats with you will absolutely cheat on you. Then I got an email. Sarah had tracked down my school address, the one I can't delete because of my labs. It was pages long, how confused she was, how Mark had manipulated her vulnerabilities, how she'd thrown away the best thing she ever had for a monster. Please just tell me you're okay. I sat there looking at it for a long time. Part of me, the 20-year-old who loved her for 4 years, wanted to write back and ask if she was safe. But then I remembered the text on the iPad. He's a kid, he won't notice. I love how much power we have over him. I marked it as spam and deleted it. I'm not her savior anymore. She chose him, so she gets to live with that choice. Update 7. My mom called my dad's phone. He thought it was the divorce lawyer. He put it on speaker. She was sobbing so hard he could barely understand her. You have to talk to him, David. You have to make Leo talk to Mark. Mark lost his job, he got into a fight with his manager and they escorted him out. He's saying it's all Leo's fault because of that email. He's in a really bad place. He's trashing the house. You have to do something. My dad didn't flinch. He ruined his own life, Diane. And you helped him. Don't call this number again. But he's your son. She wailed. We're a family. How can you walk away from your own flesh and blood? I didn't walk away from my son, Dad said, looking right at me. I'm sitting right next to him. I walked away from a predator and the woman who enabled him. He hung up. I've never seen my dad be cold like that before. My mom has always been the one to smooth things over, to make excuses for Mark's temper or his competitiveness. Watching her lose that hold over him was the one thing that week that made me feel like something had actually shifted in the world. Update 8. Things escalated one more time before they got quiet. Mark drove down here. I still don't know how he found the address. Maybe my aunt slipped up, and showed up at 2 a.m. on a Tuesday, banging on the front door. I woke up to the sound of it shaking in the frame. I grabbed a baseball bat and ran to the living room. My dad was already there. Open the door. Mark was screaming from the porch. You think you're so smart? You ruined my career. You think you're better than me because you're living with Dad? You're nothing. Through the sidelight window I could see him swaying on the lawn. He looked like hell, greasy hair, bloodshot eyes, nothing like the guy I grew up wanting to impress. Go away, Mark, I said through the door. The cops are already on their way. I'm the one who wins. He screamed, kicking the door again. I always win. The cops arrived fast, small town, not much else going on. They took him off the lawn while he was still screaming about his little brother being a rat. They found an open bottle of bourbon in his truck. He spent the night in the county jail. Afterward, cleaning the scuff marks off the door, something settled in me. Mark never loved Sarah. He didn't even really want her. He just wanted to see if he could take her, to confirm that everything I had was actually his if he decided he wanted it. He's always been that way. I just couldn't see it because I wanted a brother too badly to look straight at it. And Sarah wasn't an innocent victim. She was a willing participant who liked the drama until the drama turned on her. My dad and I went fishing the next morning. He's been teaching me how to cast properly. I'm pretty bad at it, but for the first time in my life I'm not competing with anyone. I'm just a guy on a boat with his dad, learning something new. I'm going to change my major to civil engineering. I want to build things that actually last. I think I'm going to be okay. Not today, and maybe not for a while. But eventually. Mark is dealing with the consequences of his own choices, Sarah is a memory, and my mom can keep the golden child she fought so hard to protect. I hope he was worth the price she paid.